Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagattraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tishtati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana, with blessings of Sri Chinajaya Swamiji. We are continuing Bhagavad Gita. We finished slokas 18, 19, 20, 21 in chapter 9 last week. So we will review them through questions. Okay, so I'll share the screen. We'll go through the questions. First question is, what should our true goal be? Anyone?
Liberation, trying find true self.
Yeah, so in this chapter, he made it very, very clear that he is the goal. So, aham gati, right? So I am the goal. So basically, our goal, our Atma, our here is Atma's goal, is to reach a state equivalent to Paramatma, right? We can say reach him as a in a short. But it's not like he's somewhere else and then we have to reach him. It's not like that. We have to reach a state equivalent to him. We are not in that state right now, because of all our karmic bondage. So we have to, our goal is to reach a state where we are equivalent to Paramatma, not enter into Paramatma, not become Paramatma, to become a state equivalent to Paramatma, where we do not have the the karmic bondage, where we would not have to take birth again and again in this mortal world. Okay. Who is the supporter of all?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So answers are very quick here. So this is like a checklist that he has given to us. Who is the master or ruler of all beings?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. All beings that include Deva, Manusha, Tiryak, Sthavaras, including Devatas, right? So he is the master or ruler of Devatas even. Who is the witness of everything?
Paramatma.
Paramatma, God. To whom does our place of living belong?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So this is my house. We think that way, but it is his house we are living in. And it is his world that we are living in, right? Who lives in the place where all beings dwell? Once again,
Paramatma.
Paramatma is the one who is living in this entire universe. Who is residing, who is pervading this entire universe. Who is the protector of all?
Paramatma.
God. Who is the well-wisher of all beings?
God himself, Paramatma.
God. Again, it's very, very important. Well-wisher of all beings. There is no discrimination at all. Who is the place of origin and dissolution? Paramatma. Who exists in every body or object that is born and then disappears?
Paramatma. Clearly said that.
Paramatma. To whom does every object belong?
God, Paramatma.
Paramatma. To whom does our body belong?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So, we have to really make it very clear, right? Otherwise, you'll think, oh, this is my body, it belongs to me. But it is basically Paramatma who gave us this body. This belongs to him. rather. It is the place where he is living. And we are also, of course, with grace, he has placed us in this body. And, he can keep here, he can take us out of here. It is his choice. Is the, sorry, who is the imperishable seed of this entire universe?
Paramatma.
Paramatma, right? Who gives us heat through the sun and fire?
Yeah, he said the Swami Paramatma. Yeah.
Paramatma, God. So we think, oh, sun is the one who is giving the heat. But the heat is basically given to us by Paramatma through sun. Okay. Who sustains the sun, providing us with the heat? Like who is, I mean, sun is burning like for billions of years. Who is making it controlled burning, right?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. It's not sun himself, or it's, we are saying himself as a Devata. So it's not sun who is controlling himself that and giving the light in a controlled way, right? Not like burning a billion times in 1 second and then it's gone. Who brings us rain through clouds?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So rains are coming because of Paramatma. Who holds water in clouds?
God himself.
Right? And who is holding the water and then releasing, from the clouds? It's Paramatma. Who sustains life in all beings?
Yeah, Paramatma.
God. We are able to sustain. We are able to live in this body. I mean, stay in this body. We are living. We call ourselves as living. We are because of Paramatma. I mean, it is very clear if we are not able to breathe air or have water or sun, who gives us the energy, right? Sun is the root of all that the energy cycle. If sun is not there, we don't have food. Everything will perish. So we are able to sustain because of him. Who gives the ability to breathe
Paramatma.
to all beings? Paramatma. Who provides us with air to breathe, food to eat, water to drink, and place to live?
Paramatma.
God. Who takes away life when the purpose of the body is fulfilled?
Yeah, God himself. Yeah.
God Himself. Who is everything that exists now, existed in the past, and will exist in the future?
Swami Paramatma. Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Paramatma. Who are referred to as followers of the rituals given in the three Vedas? Of course, this is I gave the answer here. It is Trividyas, who are followers of rituals given in the three Vedas. Um, Trividyas. And who worships the Devatas with Vedic rituals for the sake of materialistic gains.
Right, yes.
Trividyas, who are following those rituals and fulfilling whatever they need for materialistic either survival or satisfying their desires. What happens to those who pray to attain heaven by performing Vedic rituals?
So after exhausting their merits, they had to come back to the life of mortals.
Right. So first they would go to heaven. They would acquire that. So if we are praying to attain heaven, then we would go to heaven, not the moksha state, not the state of liberation. Okay, not Paramapada. Okay, so go to heaven. What happens to those who clear their sins and acquire merits by performing Vedic rituals to reach heaven? They reach heaven. They reach heaven. What happens to those who do not follow the scriptures and conduct activities against dharma, will they experience pleasures in heaven?
No.
No. Okay, this is the other set of people who are like the lower level, right? So they're not performing the activities according to dharma, so they will not be able to experience the pleasures in heaven, right? Do those who reach heaven remain there forever?
No.
No. Heaven is temporary place only, just like earth. And the body that we get in heaven is also temporary. How long does one experience pleasures in heaven after reaching it?
No, sir, here. Until
The
merits are
answer is here until merits are exhausted. What happens to someone in heaven after their merits are exhausted? Again, they return to the mortal world, right? So basically, Paramatma has differentiated heaven from Parapada. Why did he mention all these things, right? We just try to see, people may think, oh, going to heaven is the greatest thing, that's the ultimate thing for me. And, I have to do all these activities which will guarantee me heaven, even if this activity seems to be, you know, bad, but it is there in the scripture, so I have to do this so that I can go to heaven, enjoy the pleasure there forever. Absolutely not. It is not permanent, and also heaven is not a permanent. I mean, it is very limited, limited time, and you have to come back. I mean, those who reach heaven, they have to come back to the mortal world again. Basically, they have to experience all the bad effects, whatever is in their store. Um, will a person achieve liberation if they worship Devatas and not God? No. Okay, so whoever worships Devatas, the maximum they can go to is the world of Devatas, that is heaven. I mean, that is the place where Devatas can reside, right? Of course, it's not that they cannot come out of that particular world without going into it, but at least the Devatas are the ones who are residing in Swarga and or heaven. So if we are worshipping Devatas, the maximum level to which we can go is only to heaven, their world. What is the difference between praying to Devatas and praying to God? I mean, in the result.
materialistic pleasures you're praying to Devatas.
Right.
Materialistic benefits.
And what happens if we pray to God?
Yeah, ultimate goal, right? So God, because ultimate
Right.
happiness. Yeah.
So God can give materialistic benefits, pleasures, whatever we want materialistic, we can get that. God can give us heaven. God can give us liberation. There is no limit for what God can give us, right? But Devatas, there's a limit. You can only attain heaven, and you cannot reach a state where we do not have to take birth again and again. That can be given only by Paramatma, God. How should one worship a Devata using the rituals given in the Vedas? It is given here
Worship
as worship to God, right? So we're not saying that we should not follow the rituals that are in the Vedas, right? But whenever we are performing any activity, do it as offering to God, worship to God. Did Lord Krishna claim Devatas are the same as God? No. Very clearly differentiated, right? Not like, oh, there are, Hindus believe in 33 crores or 3.3 million, what is it? 330 million Devatas and things like that. Gods. No, there is no multiple gods. It's only one God, according to Vedic scriptures. Nowadays, people are calling those who are practicing Vedic scriptures as Hindus, but they are Vedics. So the Vedics practice one God. Vedics practice worship to one God, or recognize only one God, and there are millions of Devatas. There can be millions of Devatas, just like millions of other species, right? Devatas as a category is one category, just like human beings. According to Lord Krishna, can Devatas be called gods? No. Why should we not treat Devatas as gods?
Because Devata,
Limited time.
Devata,
Right. They will not see. They are also
dependent on Paramatma.
yeah, they're like any category of species like us, right? It's a category of beings, okay, created by Paramatma at the beginning of the Kalpa. They go through birth and death cycles like us. The timeline is different compared to us. Their timeline could be millions of years, some cases, and some of them may have even billions of years, some trillions of years, like Brahmadev, the four-headed Brahma. But once the purpose is over, they also have to take birth again, and some of them may get liberation. That is fine. So not that every devata is going to get liberation, but some of them may get liberation. Others may have to come back and take birth again. Okay. So any questions on the review?
In chapter 1, I think Lord Krishna, right? Even for Arjuna, he said that, oh, you can go to either heaven or, right? That's what he said, right? He didn't say that you can get moksha, something like that, right? In chapter 1.
Right. Yeah. So the scriptures say that whoever is skilled in a righteous war, they can attain the heaven. Now that heaven is again temporary in nature. They are doing their duty, dharmic duty, and performing the dharmic duty would acquire some certain merits.
Right.
And if the merits are more than the sins, then they would attain the state of heaven, enjoy the benefits there for some time, and then they have to take birth again in the lower worlds.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Badrinath, you meant to say second chapter or first chapter?
First chapter, right?
First chapter, which?
Second chapter, right?
Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
second
Yes,
chapter.
yes. Yeah, I just wanted. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
But this is really very useful. I mean, if you have an opportunity, I want to go back to chapter 2 and do the same kind of exercise on chapter 2, 3, 4, right? Those chapters. Something like this, right? I still have, yeah. I mean, if you haven't, yeah, maybe.
All the question and answers, right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. That way, yeah. Very useful on this one. Yeah, absolutely.
I tried to compile all the questions that from the first session onwards. Incidentally, we started 2 years back, so there were about 90 videos. First, I didn't put all the questions in YouTube. Later on, I realized, okay, why not put the questions so that that is like people may be interested in finding out, okay, what may be in the video or maybe in the session, so they can go and listen to it. So then I compiled all those, right? Initially there were few questions, but recently I've been publishing a lot of
Yeah.
questions every session. More than 40 pages already, only questions. So if we go back and then revise, the initial chapters again, then could be 100 pages document at least with all the questions.
Yeah.
So that will be a very good exercise. We'll do that. I would like to we all can publish it.
Yeah.
So that anybody has any question, open the book. We have the question and answers.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we'll start with sloka 22. You can see 22, right?
Not yet. You can see it.
Yeah, we need to do it.
You're not able to see Helios? No, one
We
second.
can see it. Yeah, no, we can see. No. Yeah, you were sharing before, and I think now it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Sloka
Okay,
22?
yeah. Now I can see it too. Yeah.
Okay. Again, a lot of important slokas are coming up. Okay, sloka 22. Please chant. Ananya chintayanto mam
Ananya chintayanto mam
ye janah paryupasate
ye jana paripasate
tesham nityabhiyuktanam
tesham nityayuktanam
yogakshemam vahamyaham.
yogakshemam vaham
Let's chant together.
Ananya
Ananya
chintayanto mam
ye
jana
janah
paripasate
paryupasate
tesham nityayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
vahamyaham. Lord Krishna is saying, Ye janaha, those people who, so he's referring to those people who are there, ananyaha, who have no other desires, mam chintayantaha, meditating on me. So having no other desires, meditating on me, paryupasate, worships me in entirety, pari, entirety. Okay, upasate, worship. So who are those people who, having no other desires, meditate on me and worship me in entirety. Entirety here is, thinking of his Swarupa and Kalyana Gunas, his nature, characteristics, and divine qualities. Okay? Tesham Nitya Abhiyuktanam, of those who are desiring eternal association with me. Nitya means eternal. Abhiyuktanam, association with me. Vahamyaham, aham vahami, I carry. What does he carry? Yogakshemam. Okay. Yoga is giving something. So basically, is the one who is fulfilling the end goal, right, for us. So yoga here is the end goal of attaining the Lord. Okay. Of course, if somebody is praying to Paramatma with the desires, he will give that as well. However, Lord Krishna is saying very clearly here, those people who have no other desires and meditating on me, worship me with in entirety, right? Thinking of eternal association with Paramatma, having him as the goal, okay? For such people, aham vahami, I carry the responsibility of accomplishing yoga kshemam, the end goal of liberation, end goal of attaining the state equivalent to Paramatma. Kshemam is protecting that, whatever is given. So, and then protecting that relationship forever and not giving birth again and again to whoever wants to be associated with me. So, ye janaha ananyaha mam chintayantaha paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktana ahami vaham. Sorry, vahami aham. Yoga kshemam, right? That is what I'm going to give. I'm going to carry that responsibility myself. Okay. So, so what are the things that are mentioned here? We'll try to convert this into question and answers, right? So Lord Krishna is saying no, that he is the one who will carry the responsibility of giving the end goal of liberation and protecting that relationship of, once you reach that state, he is the one who is going to make sure that that relationship is continued, is protected, right? So Lord Krishna gave a few pointers here. When will God take the responsibility of accomplishing the end goal of attaining Him? So if you have a goal, when will He take the responsibility?
With no other distractions, not praying to Devatas, just focusing on Paramatma.
Right. So the first thing is have only one goal. Okay. Like I have 1,000 desires, and then this is another desire. Oh, I want to attain liberation. No. Have no other desires. Right? Have only one goal. Okay. I mean, here we are not saying desire. We're talking as goal, right? To differentiate between, otherwise it becomes confusing. Oh, then you can have desires. So desires are typically associated with materialistic, and then we are calling that our end state that we want to reach as the goal for us, right? So that is having no other desires is the second point. Only one goal of reaching Paramatma state, okay, and have no other desires. And then what should we do if we have these two? After having these two, we need to worship God always, right? With his, thinking of his divine characteristics and his divine qualities and divine manifestations. Okay, so always remember Paramatma, thinking of him, meditating on him, worshipping him, then he will take the responsibility. He will not simply take the responsibility if you think, oh, I have 100 other things to do, so then you say, okay, go ahead. Then if we are not continuously worshipping him, then also he will not, right? So how do we worship? It's not like sitting in a corner of a room and then praying, right? In whatever activity that we do, we are doing it as worship to God. So we are always thinking of him. It's not like something different from our materialistic duties that we have. We have to survive in this world. So we have to do our duties. But while doing our duties, we are always remembering him, meditating on him, worshipping him, thinking of his divine qualities. Okay. Then, so what happens if we pray to other devatas and seek liberation? Like we go to someone else and then seek liberation. Obviously, we will not get, right? Will we attain liberation if we only think of God sometimes during the day? No, it is always, right? Pariyupasate. Can we attain liberation by ourselves?
No.
Our own efforts?
No.
So I have no other desires. I'm worshipping Paramatma by myself, I'm making so much effort, right? In learning about, everything about Paramatma. I am making all the effort to remember him always. I am following all the principles that are given in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures. So I should be getting, right? No. So he has to take the responsibility. He has to carry that. He's the one who can give us the end goal. By our own efforts, we will not be able to accomplish our goal. But he gave the steps for us. If you do these things, I will take the responsibility. Okay, so he will carry us across. He is the one who is going to clear off all our karmic bondage. Through our own efforts, we will never be able to completely clear off karmic bondage. And only due to his grace, he is the one who can clear it off. Nobody is going to ask, oh, why did you do that? Right? But Lord Krishna has given us here what we need to do from our side. But there's no guarantee that just by doing these things, we can attain a state of liberation ourselves. We don't need God. No. Paramatma is the one who. So that's why we need to surrender to him. Only surrendering to Paramatma will give us the state of liberation. But before that is the bhakti. We need to love and have the devotion with pure love. Otherwise, that surrender won't come.
So, Varprasad Garu, in this context, right, in this shloka, he's saying like, I will carry the yoga kshemam, meaning like, if we really praying the way in which he described, like, focusing on Paramatma, he says, okay, don't worry, I will make it happen. That's what it means, right? It's not like I'm in this life itself. I will help you to get that final goal, which is reaching me.
Yeah, I will take the responsibility. You don't have to worry, right?
So
what methods, it's like, when we go to somebody and say, oh, I have this problem and that problem, okay? Then please solve this for me, right? So what typically our thinking is, okay, he will tell me something, right? And then I have to practice some things. My practice alone will give me results, right? That is our thinking typically, right? When we go to a doctor, doctor will give me some medicine, then that medicine will cure me. Okay. When we pray to God, we don't have to say, God, give me that, give me this, that will make me attain a higher state. It is his responsibility. What he wants to do with us, it's his responsibility. Right? I mean, we may not see any change here, but we may get liberated. I'm just giving like the difference between he taking, if he's taking the responsibility, we don't have to worry what methods he uses on us. Right? We need to be just, we shouldn't be saying no to those methods. That's all. Okay, those methods may look as silly, simple, oh, liberation is such a great, hard task. Probably I have to do a lot of things in order to attain it. So that is, I am taking responsibility. If he is taking the responsibility, he will do whatever he wants, right, with us. We just have to follow him. So we need to surrender to him. Do whatever he says. I mean, whatever is given in our scriptures, we just follow. And we give the responsibility to him. We shouldn't be thinking, oh, it is my responsibility, then I need to attain the state of liberation. That we will never reach that in that case. Leave it to him, and then, so that is what is surrender, right? So whatever needs to happen, it is his responsibility, right? So we will not question, we will not have a doubt. We'll simply follow whatever is needed. And then it is his responsibility to give us the state of liberation and to protect it forever.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now we have limited time. So basically the Swarupam, right? Thinking of God's characteristics, main characteristics and divine qualities. So what are they? We may have a question, right? So given here some of those main characteristics that are unique to Paramatma, that is his Swarupam, nature, characteristics. Satyam. Oh, am I sharing? No. Okay. So Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam, Amalatvam. These 5 are the main characteristics of Paramatma. Okay, this Swarupam. Satyam is truth, unconditioned and changeless. Jnanam, permanent, uncontracted, all comprehending knowledge. So he's, this is what we need to think of. When you think of Paramatma, is Satyam, is Jnanam, is Anantam, not limited by time and space. Anandam, immeasurable, unmitigated bliss. Amalatvam, pure freedom from karmic bondage. Right? Then we also in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan, right? Bhagavan Uvacha. So what are the main characteristics of Bhagavan? When you say Bhagavan, what does it mean? The one who has the 6 auspicious qualities is called Bhagavan. Jnanam is again, it's same as the previous one of the previous one. So all knowing, pervasive knowledge. Shakti is creative power. He's the one who is creating this entire universe, right? Ability to carry tasks that no one else can do. Balam is omnipotence, carry this universe with his will, just will, right? Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam is not wealth. Aishwaryam is that lordship over the entire universe, right? Then Viryam is immutable, unshaking, untiring power of knowledge. Tejas is splendor, ability to prune bad. So these are his characteristics, auspicious qualities. You know, with these six, his Paramatma has these six. We call him Bhagwan. This is the six main auspicious qualities of Bhagwan: Jnanam, Shakti, Balam, Aishwaryam, Viryam, Tejas. Okay. Now, some more Kalyana. There are infinite Kalyana gunas for Paramatma. Okay. Paramatma is not Nirguna. Paramatma is the one who does not have bad qualities, any bad qualities. Okay. And infinite, unlimited good qualities. Auspicious Kalyana gunas. He has infinite. So some of them: Saulabhyam, Sausilyam, Stairyam, Dhairyam, Shauryam, Sauhardam, Samyam, Chaturyam, Vatsalyam, Audaryam, Karunyam, Gambhiryam, Madhuryam, Arjavam, and Madhavam. So these are some of the Kalyana gunas of Paramatma. I'll take only two. Maybe in future you can skip you can pause the video and see. Saulabhyam is easy accessibility. You know, how is he, easily accessible to us?
They're everywhere, right? He's spreading.
By simplicity.
Right. Sorry, someone said.
No. He said to simple devotee, right? So I thought.
Yeah, I mean, anyone, any devotee is easily accessible. You don't have to go to like thousands of miles and then see in order to feel the presence of Paramatma. Okay. He's easily accessible to all of us through Archa Murti, right? As a deity in the deity form, he's easily accessible to all of us. Okay. Doesn't even have to be a temple that is miles away. It is right in our home, right in our pockets. Okay. And those who are enlightened is Antaryami everywhere, right? Easily accessible in that sense. Saucilium is mixing freely with inferiors, those who are in lower category or class, without any trace of condescension. Like you're not looking down on them and thinking, oh, I am this great person and then this person is small and still I'm freely talking to that person, mixing with that person. That's not how. The Saucilium is, you don't have that feeling at all. You're freely mixing, freely talking to anyone. Not class doesn't matter, or any other thing that is a barrier for us. Typically, that wouldn't matter. Okay, friendship towards a humble person without expecting anything in return. Just being accessible and approachable. That is Saucilium. The reason why this Saucilium we are maintaining is that Lord Sri Rama, and of course Krishna as well, many places they show Saucilium. How Lord Sri Rama, who is a king of the entire earth, was able to freely mix with Guha or the monkeys, other Rakshasas. The lower, I mean, there are so many instances in Ramayana. So Paramatma has this auspicious quality, the Kalyana Guna, So of course we all can try to get these, right? That's what in later chapters we would try to see what qualities we need to develop, you know, that Paramatma has given us guidance or asked us to practice in order to be on the right path. Okay.
Shuratvam, Sauryam are the both same meaning, sir?
Some of them seem similar, but there is some slight differences.
No, I'm generally asking. Suratvam is not here. Generally, there is a word Suratvam kada. Shauryam and Suratvam are the same meaning, general.
Shuratvam is it Sanskrit word?
I don't know, sorry. I thought like
They mean the same.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Move on to sloka 23. Please chant. Ye tvanya devata bhaktaha
Devata bhaktaha
yajante sriddhayanvitaha
yajante
Shraddhayanvitaः
shraddhayanvitaha
tepi mameva kaunteya
Tepi
tepi
mameva
mameva
kaunteya
kaunteya
yajantya vidhipurvakam.
yajantya
Yajantavipurvakam
vidhipurvakam
Let's chant together. Ye tvanya devata
Yetvanyadevata
bhaktaha
bhaktaः Yajante
yajante
Shraddhayanvitaः
shraddhayanvitaha
Tepi
te
mameva
mameva
kaunteya
kaunteya
yajantya
Yajantyavidhipurvakam
vidhipurvakam.
Lord Krishna is saying, Kaunteya, O Arjuna, tu, tu. Tu is but or however. So whenever it comes, is trying to say something other than what he said in the previous sloka, typically, right? So in the previous sloka, what he said is, if you worship me always, if you don't have any desire, you have me as the goal, then I take the responsibility of giving you that your end goal of liberation and protecting it forever. Okay. However, the next sloka is saying, Ye anya devata bhaktaha, those who are devoted to other devatas, Shraddhaya Anvitaha, endowed with faith, conviction, Shraddha, Anvitaha, Shraddha, endowed with conviction, faith, Yajante, worship, those devatas. They also, or even they, Mam Eva Yajanti. Okay? Mam Eva Yajanti, worship me only. So if you are worshipping other devatas, not Paramatma, other devatas, with faith, conviction, if we are doing that, we are also worshipping Paramatma only, he's saying. Okay? Avidhi Purvakam, not following prescribed rule. So what is the prescribed rule here? The rule is the Vedanta principle, right? So Vedanta principle is very clearly stating that devatas are part of Paramatma's body, right? So that is Vidhi Purvakam, is knowing that these Devatas are part of Paramatma body. And when I pray to these Devatas, I am worshipping Paramatma through those bodies, right? So when we do sun salutation, we are worshipping Paramatma through sun. That is Vidhi Purvakam. Avidhi Purvakam is, okay, I am worshipping sun god. Okay. So that is, I mean, nothing bad about it, but what we are going to get is what Paramatma is saying here, right? So when we pray to Devatas, we will not be attaining the state of liberation. He will not take the responsibility of giving us that end goal, right? Fulfilling our end goal. Okay, so Lord Krishna is saying, however, instead of praying to me, always, instead of worshipping me always, with me as the end goal, okay, and not having any other desires, instead of doing that, if you worship other devatas with conviction, you are also worshipping me only, but you are worshipping me avidipurvakam. You are not recognizing that those devatas are also part of my body. Okay, so and then later Lord Krishna says, of course, what happens, right? We know that we are those devatas are not going to give us the liberation, even though we are, Lord Krishna very clearly saying in this particular sloka that when we are praying to those devatas, we are worshipping him only. But
Sir,
we don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I have a question. So, we while worshipping, I mean, we have, it is one on one, right? We are us and Krishna, right? But however, we, in whatever that material goal or non-material goal also, we'll do perform Satyanarayana Puja, Vrata. And then we'll call our Vedic priest, in other words, to perform that formally so that there's no mistake, and then there's story at the end. If you perform, you'll get moksha. A good things happen. Actually, I didn't hear about moksha in any stories, right? Or maybe I'm mistaken. Don't get me wrong, sir. But mostly about materialistic goal, right? Either my son should be alive, or my husband should be, something like that, or I should become okay. I should have food to eat. It was like that, right? So my question is, if I, what is true, sir? Like, should I be performing the Satyanarayana Vrata also along with having one-on-one with Paramatma every minute my life?
Okay. Should I give a controversial answer?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So basically, Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna very clearly said that if you don't pray to me, I am not going to hurt you. Right? Did he say that only if you pray to me, I'll give you things. If you don't pray to me, I'll hurt you. I'll
No, sir.
cause financial damage. I'll cause. Then how can he be called as well-wisher of all?
Correct.
Right? Paramatma is by definition is not one who would do good things when you pray and bad things when you don't pray. Okay? So it is possible that those stories have come up in order to motivate people. Like only if you make normal people, if you make them fear, right? Then they will do stuff. Like a small boy is there. Hey, I'm going to beat you if you don't do this. Then the boy will do whatever you, right? So it is possible that some of those stories, again, those stories look very like, again, I've also gone through that. Typically, those stories are modern in nature, right? If talking about ships or something financial, business and things like that, which is kind of recent stories. They kind of say that if you do these things, good things will happen. If you don't do the puja, if you don't take prasadam, then bad things will happen to you. Isn't it? That's what the stories say. I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
talking about Satyanarayana as Devata. I'm not talking about Devata or God form of that. I'm talking only about the story, right? So the story is not according to, very clearly, it is not according to Bhagavad Gita principles. Okay, and Bhagavad Gita is the summary of Vedas, right? Is a gist of the Vedas, Vedanta, right? Upanishads. So it is in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna very clearly said, if you don't pray to me, you pray to other devatas. Whatever they are giving, I am the one who is giving through them only. If you don't pray to anybody, you will still get it because I am well-wisher of all, isn't it? Like your kids, right? Even if they don't every day morning come and do half an hour puja to you and then wash your feet and all those things, then only will you give food to your kids. No,
All
right?
right. Yeah.
We love our kids so much. Then even if they are scolding, even if they kick us, as a kid, they may be kicking us, doing anything to us, we'll still love the kids. We are all his children, Paramatma's children. He would never do anything that would say that if you don't pray to me, I'm going to hurt you. Okay. So we should not, and the reason why I'm saying this is in the concept of bhakti is bhakti out of pure love, not out of fear. If somebody is praying to Paramatma in whatever form, if somebody is praying to Paramatma out of fear, that is not called bhakti. Okay. It is basically like a business deal. And somebody is going to penalize me if I don't do these things. So it's like a kind of in a state, let us say if my boss is not going to give me good grades unless I really please him, right? Then if the boss is not a good character there, right? Isn't it? You have to do your duty properly. Whether you please boss or not is a different. It should be out of question. If we do our duty properly, the boss should be giving us whatever we need. But even if I don't do my duty, I just please my boss, then I'll get good things. Is not a good boss character, right? That is applicable. I mean, so Paramatma can never hurt us just because we don't pray to him. And that's another reason why, if those who don't pray to God, they have, all pleasures, materialistic pleasures, whatever they want, they get. Also, I mean, we see some people who are totally don't believe in God, never pray to God. They are millionaires, billionaires, right? And have people who have perfect health. But those who have, those who are praying to Paramatma, they may have financial problems. They may have health problems. So it is not that praying to God is going to give me something. Don't pray to God. something will be taken away from us, even though we rightly own it. Okay, you mentioned the word of sun, right? Otherwise, sun will be drowning in the sea or something like that. The ship will be drowning in the sea. These are stories somebody came up with. Okay, very clearly we can say from Bhagavad Gita. Now, the form Satyanarayana, we are, it's a form of Paramatma, right? You can worship Paramatma in any form you want. So it's not that we are saying that don't pray to Paramatma, but don't pray to Paramatma with the fear or with the desire to get something. That is not what is bhakti.
Right.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah, until now, we always, whenever we're in trouble, right, before coming to this path, then we are, always, okay, God, I mean, if that can happen, then, I'll perform Satyanarayana Vrata, or I'll come to Tirupati to offer something. We just, it's a complete materialistic business deal we are doing with a God also, right, sir? And then also, what I noticed is, and then when you invite people, because you are doing that puja, and then you want people to come feel for the puja and then have lunch or dinner, right? So all the time, like when people are entering, we are just looking at them, and then no bhakti at all at that time, right? And mind is thinking whether the food is enough. There's many other things, right? Oh, is the arrangement okay? It's just never ending. So I don't know, sir. I just wanted to share my thoughts. That's all. Thank you.
sure. Yeah, I mean, not everybody has that bhakti, that knowledge. But so again, it is not well documented from where that puja procedure has come from our scriptures, right? So
Naimisharanya, there it's that's the place in
yeah,
Uttar
it
Pradesh.
is again just like the story, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Yeah.
it's possible somewhere that has come from, right? So again, we have to pray to Paramatma always. You can choose whatever form you want. Pray to a form of Paramatma with bhakti. Okay. So Lord Srimanarayana in the form of Satyanarayana Swami. You pray to Satyanarayana Swami. Perfect. No problem with that. But don't treat him as a separate Devata who is going to give me whatever I want if I do this vrata, and then if I don't do this, or if I don't take prasadam, then something will be lost. That with that mind, don't do it. Because
Thank you,
that is not what Paramatma said in Bhagavad Gita. So when we are in trouble, no problem in praying to God and asking Him to get us out of trouble, right? Some of these we have come up. They have come up in the previous sessions also, but it's very important to revise them. So basically, we should be informing Paramatma everything that we do and everything that we need to achieve in this life. Okay. So it's not like only a particular business deal I want and that I need success in that, or only this is the problem that I'm facing. I need success in that. And then remaining, I can take care of myself. That you can, that is not the right approach. Okay. We should inform Paramatma everything that we do. Seek his blessings in every activity that we do. Because he is the one who will enable us to do the activity, He is the one who is going to give the result to us. There is no guarantee that the result will be the best in that particular whatever activity that we are doing, right? So if we are, having a business, you could get a profit of, $1 million or, $1,000. It's not necessary that we will always get $1 million business profit, right? But let's say that is the maximum. So yeah, we know that it is that is the maximum, but don't expect that when we perform the activity, we'll always get it just because we are praying to him. And doing special pujas in order to get that is basically going through the Trividyas, right? Learn the Trividya path. We are focusing on the materialistic gains, the desires. So we have the materialistic desires are taking over, and not the desire to be with Paramatma, right? So if we are praying to Paramatma, let's say in the morning, we start praying to Paramatma. Everything that you do on that day, you just pray to him. Okay, it's not that he would not know, but express, okay, these are the things that I'm doing. Please give me the energy to, perform those activities and make me successful. And these are, and again, Karma Yoga says that these are your activities that I'm doing. So these are not my activities. So then whatever he gives, he gives. So if it is health, good health or bad health, it is his responsibility. Money, more money, less money, it's up to him. Or any result like an exam, it's up to him. So if we are, the problem is we only go to Paramatma with a few of them and then ask. And then somebody says, no, you should not have desire, so you should not ask. So it should be the other way. We should be informing him everything, not asking, informing him everything and asking, seeking his support. So we are recognizing that he is the one who is sustaining us, who is making us do all these activities, and who is the one who is giving, he's the one who is giving the results to us. So when we pray to Satyanarayana Swami, for example, you pray whatever desires you may have. You can inform him, and then it's up to him to give on. But there will not be any penalty if you don't pray. Then the question would be why we need to pray, right? Why we need to inform? Can anyone answer?
Yeah, it's just humbling enough for us to understand it is only Bhagwan, Krishna, Sri Krishna is the only entity where everything is forgiven and also unconditional, right? There's no condition, right, sir? I don't have to, he's not asking, to your point, again, to the Gita's point, he's not asking us to pray. But still, that unconditional divinity is shown every single day, right? Whether we have the ability to see that or not, it's there, unconditional. In otherwise, in material life, including, spouse that you're married for 28 years, one day you don't cook, it's a different story, right? Or I'm not blaming, again, I'm just saying, everywhere there is a condition, right? If I tell my son, I lost all my money and I don't know what to do, again, there's some condition again, right? It's every step, there is an expectation that we need to meet, or rather, there's conditionings that we need to be understanding and then working towards. The own spouse, forget about office work or neighbors or relatives or anybody else. So what I'm saying is, it is really a humbling feeling that Paramatma is there with us every step, just taking care of us in every way, every possible way. It's just we need to realize, and then the least thing we can do is just remember every minute, every step of your life, and be grateful for that, right?
Yes. Anyone else want to add?
I think it's establishing the relationship and, just staying connected with him and the gratitude, being grateful. So he does so much for us and like 24/7, every second, every microsecond, he's taking care of us. And taking those few minutes to thank him and being grateful, I think is important. And I feel like that connection is very important. That's why I feel like we tell our children that, make sure that you pray in the morning, say thank you. I think it's just like making them that love and affection towards the deities. I think first the affection towards deities start, and then you start seeing him everywhere. So the deity form, you just fall in love with him because it's developing that relationship. If you don't, it's same thing like when we, take care of our parents or take care of our children, we start loving them because we're constantly in touch with them. And I feel like the prayer, that's what it does. Like every day when you see him, you fall in love with him. You want to take care of, just do the naivedyam, the deepam, the rituals that we do. It just gives that so much reassurance, and that affection reiterates that affection between the Lord and the Jivatma and the Paramatma.
Yes. That's good. Yeah, that's very good. And anyone else wants to add more?
A couple of thoughts on that. One is,
Sure.
in all the slokas, right? I mean, he himself said so many times, I'm the rightful owner, like I am this, right? I am kind of, right? I mean, he said, Paramatma said, right? For which every action we take, everything we do, we have to take permission from him, right? I mean, we have to take his, right? I mean, absolutely. Second thing is, right? And the quality is what he wants us to develop, right? We need to see Paramatma in every person, everyone, right? I mean, we won't be getting those things on ourselves, right? Okay. And those kind of qualities, we need to build them. Right? Starting with Paramatma need to give us that power and right, empowering us so that we can see God in everyone, right? Every person, everything, every being, what we see, right? And all these qualities we can only develop with the grace of Paramatma, right? And so,
I mean, what happens if you don't see Paramatma everywhere? What happens?
and if we don't see, then we'll be a different person, kind of a thing, right? I mean, like we already discussed before, right? I mean, okay, if we don't see Paramatma everywhere, that means we are all together in different kind of a shape, right? Pretty much, I think. If you don't see them, that means you have this what is that? Senses and all those things, right? That will basically, right? It'll act, okay? Then we won't be. We won't be moving in the direction, right, of Paramatma getting that liberation, right? We won't be in that direction, pretty much, right? Okay, and we'll be either going to the cycle of births and deaths. If you like that, of course, right? People can follow that, absolutely, right? Okay. People can like heaven. They want, like this Paramatma just said a few slokas before, right? They just want to go heaven. Feel free, right? Try with yes. Keep doing them. You'll be in the cycle, that cycle, right? And absolutely, I think it'll be that those kind of paths they will take. Okay, but those who are looking for liberation, right? That's where it's important that okay. And then like someone said, accountability and treating everyone like Paramatma, looking at Paramatma, every being, every second, right? Everything, whatever you see, right? I think having that. That's what, yeah. So
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just want to add that basically, if we do any activity without praying to God, He will give, we may get the result what we want. There's nothing like, oh, Paramatma is going to penalize us, right? But it comes with a penalty. What is the penalty?
The karmic bondage, right? Karmic bondage. He said in chapter this Tena, right? He said you're a thief, you don't do those things, right? He clearly labeled, but he titled us, right? With different kind of things, right? He said you're a thief and without.
Right. So, so we do not see the soft penalty that we get. That is karmic bondage. And unfortunately, some of the problems that we may be facing, other people are facing in their lives, are not because Paramatma is, not because they are not praying to God, not because Paramatma is having some bias against them. It's because they have acquired karmic bondage. And if you don't recognize Paramatma and do the activities, ourselves, then every activity that we do, whether we are successful in that or not, materialistically speaking, we are always getting karmic bondage. No doubt about it. No questions asked. Every activity gives us karmic bondage. The only way to escape that karmic bondage is to do it as a worship to God. Do it as yajna. And yajna is worship. You have to do your duty as worship to God, right? So there is, materialistically speaking, you would not, people can be really successful even if they don't pray to God, don't recognize God. Okay. And people, even some people can take shortcuts or, do other things that hurt other people, and they may be successful, still do all kind of lying and cheating and all those kind of things they do, and they can become successful as well. So somebody may be thinking, oh, why these people are not being punished, right? But unfortunately, they don't recognize is, if you are doing your activity without recognizing God, and that is dharmic, for example, it's good thing for yourself and the society, then just a simple karmic bondage, right? But if you're hurting other people, hurting in whatever form that we can, if we are hurting other children of God, not just human beings, all beings, including nature, knowingly or unknowingly, we would be acquiring karmic bondage. So if we pray to God, we are recognizing that first thing is, He is the doer. It is His task that we are doing. And the result is because of Him, not because of our own efforts. And we are doing it as worship to God. So then there won't be any karmic bondage. The previous karmic bondage actually gets cleared. And because we are doing those activities not because of they are our desires, they are Paramatma's activities, the activities that are assigned to us as duties, right? We will not have other desires. Our desires will start going down, right? So if you think that, I am doing this activity, typically our activities are related to our desires, right? We want to buy a house or, get money or things like that. So they are all related to our desires. So if we are praying to God and saying that, oh, this is your task that I'm doing, obviously we can't lie to ourselves, right? Did God ask us to lie to somebody or cheat somebody or hurt somebody? No. So we will stop doing those activities which are going to acquire us more karmic bondage, acquire a sin, which we would have to face without any exception. So there is no exception that says that if I pray to God, that I can get whatever karmic bondage I want, but one fine day I'll sit 24 hours a day and then pray to God and then all the karmic bondage will be gone. It will never happen. Okay, so praying to God continuously every day in these terms, not not to basically fulfill our desires, but praying to Him with love is going to prevent us from acquiring more karmic bondage. Is going to put us in the right path towards liberation. And one fine day, Paramatma will say, enough, you succeeded. I take the responsibility, right? And I will give you whatever you wanted, your Atma wanted. I mean, not you means body, right? Atma. What you wanted is liberation. So let me give you that.
One quick question, and maybe we can continue on Wednesday, related Ramayana, right? If Dasharatha wouldn't have done the yajna as per that Trividya, right, then Ramayana may not have happened, right? I mean, so when he did that, I know it's materialistic kind of a thing, right? But if he hasn't done that for his kids, right? Then
So it's a good point. So if Dasharatha has not done the yajna, if Rama did not take birth, then Ravana will be ruling even today. That's what we think, right? But God doesn't need anybody. Rama doesn't. I mean, Paramatma doesn't need Dasharatha to do the yajna. He's not. He's not like, boss, please do this, please do this. Then only. And Lord Krishna doesn't need Arjuna, right? It is Arjuna who needs Lord Krishna. So Dasharatha, if let's say hypothetically Dasharatha didn't do the yajna, still Paramatma would have taken care of whatever needs to happen. So again, here that's one of the qualities that he has given, right? He is not dependent on anybody for anything. That's why when we think, oh, I have to do this, then only things will happen. That is the kind of thing, the thinking we have. Like, for example, oh, I need to volunteer, I need to do this, I need to do that, then only things will happen. Or even probably in home or in work also, if I have to do it, then only it will happen. That is the kind of thing that will put, again, that is a straight karmic bondage. So we need to do our duty. But the result could be, it could be anything. Just because we are doing it, the activity is happening, it may appear it that way. Because if we donate $100, then so let us say something happened, right? So it may appear that $100 is used for something. So if I had not donated $100, then it wouldn't have happened. But if you don't do that, activity, it is we are actually missing an opportunity. It is not that the activity would stop. Paramatma's blessings are there. Paramatma, that activity would happen, but it would happen without our ability to clean ourselves. So we miss an opportunity. So we might have been missing for millions of births. We miss another opportunity. So thinking that if I have to do this, then only things will happen, is again acquiring us more karmic bondage. It should be that I need to do my duty and serve Paramatma, right? And whether he gives me the result or not, that we are thinking, oh, my sins may be cleared, or I may have a materialistic gain somewhere else because I am doing all these good activities. That's up to him again. Nothing, there's no direct connection. So yeah, good question. So Paramatma wouldn't have depended on any yajna, anybody asking anything. In fact, actually, Devatas, when they went to Paramatma, saying that, oh, Ravanasura has to be, is doing all these bad things, you take care of him. They should have stopped there.
Yeah.
They said, no, you have to take birth as a human being, then only it will happen. Then, okay, you guys, my kids are saying that, okay, let me take birth as human being, which will also be good for humanity. So let me take birth. But if they had not said that one, he takes responsibility. Right? They surrender and don't direct him saying that, oh, you do this, you do that. Then you are taking the responsibility of giving the solution, right? Why you take the responsibility? Let him decide, right? He is the one who is all powerful, all knowing, who is having, all the qualities that we have seen, right? So he will decide whether to take birth as a human or directly take care of Ravanasura, whatever he has to do, he will do it. So good discussion. Now we are over time. Today we had a very nice discussion. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for participating. I'll conclude with the concluding focus. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रिये वा अध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणाय समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Jai Srimanarayan.
जय श्रीकृष्ण
Jai Shri Manasa.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Shrimanarayana. Shrimanarayana.
Yes.